Come on, here we go. Just hang in there. Wing on, wing on, wing on! Sorry! Keep going, keep going. Come on! Hey! Right there! It's not done!
I love this job.
Hello and welcome to all of you eSailing fans around the world and SailGP fans. Welcome to the eSailGP 2020 Grand Final. It is tonight we are going to find a winner of an exclusive ride on an F50 and a direct spot for the World Championship. It's the first ever final, it's the Grand Final. This is where everything happens. Top players are going to meet us. But I'm not going to be all alone in studio today. I have two professional commentators with me. One of them is actually quite a good sailor also, but you will meet them here. Let's start with the first one, Alec Wilkinson.
Commentator, not the sailor. It has to be said. We'll be talking to Leo very shortly indeed, but this is really exciting stuff. We've got some of the top e-sailing champions here, and not to mention some top sailors as well, all competing for the ultimate prize.
Yeah, and Alec, what I'm going to experience today, you have been with us the whole season. We know you're sitting in London, I'm in Denmark, and the players are sitting all around Europe. But what are we going to experience today?
Well, we're going to experience fast and furious e-sailing. It's a really close representation to the real SailGP and the EF50 hitting 50 knots in that really small course with its boundaries. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious. Don't blink, you might miss something.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Let's meet the other commentator with us today. Let's bring in one of the professional, I have to say, SailGP athletes coming up here. Welcome, Leo. Welcome from New Zealand.
Yes, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Seeing all the top e-sailors coming together for the final is going to be awesome. And then an awesome prize to be commentating this awesome grand final. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you both know how to ride a real F50, but I've also seen your skills in the game. So what are we going to experience today? Will we still have the same feeling of excitement out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very exciting. You know, these guys are, you know, at the top of their games on the eSailGP. So, in the real racing, and for me, as my experiences, the racing is very exhilarating on board, and you know, I think we're going to see something like that for all the gamers today.
That's going to be very, very cool, Leo. And Leo, one of the prizes is a ride on an F50, an exclusive ride. How does that feel to come with speed on an F50? And I just think we lost a little bit sound connection to Leo.
Well, I can tell you it's a really dramatic experience being on an F50. I've been on a similar kind of boat, and for for most people who haven't had that chance, if you can imagine driving down a motorway or a freeway at 50 miles an hour. On a very wet, rainy day, you roll down the window and stick your head out, or that's what it's like. It's wet, and it's just exhilarating.
Yeah, and now we have met the commentators in the game, the two persons, Leo Takahashi, Japan SailGP team, and Alec Wilkinson, that will guide us through tonight's competition. Let's meet the players. And Alec Wilkinson, we have you in the picture with us. We are going to have a format today in the first race here. Can you talk a little bit more about what we're going to experience?
Yeah, so it's standard eSailGP format. We've got 3 fleet races. The top 2 at the end of those 3 races will go through to the winner-takes-all match race final, where they go head-to-head.
And that's going to be quite amazing. Let's just see what it's all about to ride a real F50, and then let's get ready for race number 1.
I brought them in because I wanted to use their knowledge and expertise.
It was our target.
You make one mistake and you can lose the whole thing.
You know, I think we do feel like we don't have much to lose.
The French, they were the ones that copped the worst penalty.
You know exactly the next moment what you're gonna do.
G10 on this upward.
We've got cold blood and we really want to be up there.
They had the lead and let it slip. Make the most out of every opportunity that you get.
So not long to go to race number 1 as we get this grand final underway in just a few minutes' time. And we're looking at Ana Porres from Spain, one of 3 Spanish sailors competing here. A nice wave from the 23-year-old, one of the top female gamers, and the wildcard entry selected as the leading youth competitor for this big final. We've got Pepito, otherwise known as Tim Carpentier from France, sitting in Montpellier, and he qualified in cows just a few weeks ago. So one of our last qualifiers for this grand final. And now to our second of the 3 Spanish competitors, Cruzalator, otherwise known as Miguel Cruz in real life, and a World Championship finalist in 2018. Can he do the business here? We shall see. 50 seconds to go. Let's bring Leo in. What are they trying to do right now, this moment in the pre-start?
Yeah, it looks like all the players are sitting up and jostling for a position on the end of the boundary. There's going to be about 30 seconds, and we're all going to see them coming in, going fast as they can to the start line. Looks very light winds by what I'm seeing on the screen. Looks like everyone's in a line now. 20 seconds to go.
So the shading on the screen is a giveaway to the wind strength. The darker it is, the stronger the breeze, and that's where they will be heading. So the eSailGP Championship began in February. Thousands of eSailors took part, but now we're down to the top 8. And we are away. The grand final has begun. It's a reaching start to the first mark. And this is fast and it is furious. And it's all about getting to that mark first. It's a real advantage if you can manage it. And the first person round is Pepito.
Yeah, great start from Pepito at the top of the start line. Did really well to be able to push through everyone and get around the mark first, followed by who is that? Is that
that's Khan Muslimka of
Turkey. Yep.
We call him Havuk because that's
Havuk.
his gaming name. He's going by his real name here on the leaderboard right now. But then it's a Spanish 3 and 4, Greece 9 in 5th, all really close at the moment. None of these boats really getting much of an advantage.
See, John Corona got a penalty there on a port starboard incident. It was a bit unfortunate. He's just going to have to, work hard now and see how many places he can catch up.
Yeah, Joan Cardona, a grinder with the Spanish SailGP team. So hugely experienced on the water and gathering experience here in eSailing. He's been doing this for a few months now, ever since lockdown stopped him getting out on the water. We'll see if the experience can pay off. But right now, it's Khan Muslimka or Havuk of Turkey who's out in front, but it's only by a few meters, and these boats, being so fast, can swallow up, those, 2 to 50 meters really, really quickly. Coming up to the top gate now.
So interesting, it was Pepito that came out the top there from the right-hand side. Great work from him to be able to, he's going to be able to extend his lead here while the rest of the pack are all jostling as he rounds the mark.
Yeah, and it was busy, and it saw Greece 9 pick up a penalty. That means the computer's going to slow him down before it releases him again. That's how the penalty is taken. So they're all round and through that gate, and it's Pepito in the lead and building up a 200-meter lead. Is that something that in the eSailGP can be caught up?
Oh, absolutely. The eSailGP, you can make a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of penalties that can be handed out. You could hit a mark or, something could happen. So, I wouldn't count Pepito to have this race just yet. But, it looks like Khan Muslimka is still going to be hot on his heels.
Khan Muslimka, he's made 2 eSailing World Championship finals. He's never quite managed to get the ultimate prize, but he's always there or thereabouts, and he's always challenging near the top. We've got some of the top eSailors here, really experienced in the game, and it's great to see someone like Joan Cardona representing the real SailGP sailors out there on the water, and one of our earliest qualifiers for this grand final. But right now, Pepito is still out in front. Muslimka and Deja Vu, who we haven't mentioned yet because we've just slowly seen him work his way up the fleet. Deja Vu of Great Britain now closing the gap on the leader.
John Cardona has already caught up to 4th place. Yeah, he must have some serious wheels.
Yeah,
what's the lineup here?
Is key. Now, looking at my screen, it's certainly the shading on the water seems to be getting darker on this right hand side. So we're going to see an increase in speeds as Pepito heads off with a 200-meter lead from Deja Vu and Dog Arbs.
Certainly, it looks like it was a big right-hand pressure, little breeze line that came through to the guys that were out on the right-hand side, which favored them a little bit. Now we see a little bit more wind. The boats are going to be going a little bit faster.
But that's it. Pepito is round that final mark. It's a reach finish, and Pepito is heading for victory. First victory of the day goes to France. Deja Vu is going to be second. It's really close, though, isn't it? Right behind Joan Cardona, Dog Arbs of Turkey, and Greece 9 all in the hunt. But that's how it finishes, with first victory going to France, going to Pepito, the man known as Tim Carpentier, who's sitting in Montpellier right now.
A great race from him. He led from start to finish. Had a great start and then held his lead all the way around the course. So, it was easy for him. But for the rest of the guys, it's all going to be about how they can come back from this and get the points they need to win the grand final.
Yeah. And quite amazing also, guys, to see this race. See Pepito. He is quietly in the lead right now, winning the first race, the upcoming here. Deja Vu in second, Jan Cardona in third, Dogbars in fourth, Greek 9 in fifth, Khan Masluka 6. Cruiselator, one of the top players from the World Championship 2018 Sarasota, Florida, in 7, Anas Boas 8. But what a close race. We can see Khan Masluka or Havuk with the best start. Pepito hitting best maximum speed, 46.3, and really battling it out. But there was no doubt that he was going to win it. See that battle he won at the reach mark against Havuk. But Havuk got a penalty at the top mark. One of those penalties and the up leg wind. So he dropped to position 6 instead of position 2. And it's all about consistency. So let's see how they do with that in next race. That will come up in a few seconds.
Welcome to the beach here in Cowes. Nice one, nice. Shirley, how about that? They're pretty happy about that, Shirley.
Yeah.
Big effort, big relief. Awesome job by the Australians.
We haven't.
During the training sessions, we noticed visually that the Brits appeared to be flying higher than other teams. The first thing that we did when we came in off the water was pull the data from the Oracle Cloud to try and verify that observation. All the teams know that flying higher means that you have less drag, but it's also risky, and it's helpful to use the data to get an idea of where we are relative to the rest of the teams. From looking at the data, we were able to identify ride height as an area that we could push harder. And on the first race day, that's what we did. We feel like it worked well for us. If we look at the first race day, we had an awesome back and forth with GBR.
It's USA, Great Britain nearest the camera, and they're both pulling over 40 knots.
The guys knew that they had to push the ride height, and you can see they're significantly higher on average. So this is about the first 30 seconds of that downwind. USA was flying at 1.1 meters or higher above the water, doing 41.5 knots, whereas the Brits are flying much lower. They're about 0.9 meters, doing about 39 knots. So that seems really small, but actually that can make a significant difference in your downwind boat speed.
Let's go straight to the mix zone. Let's speak to our first race winner, Pepito, Tim Carpentier of France. Well, congratulations. That must be a real relief to you to have won the first race.
Merci. J'ai pris un très bon départ. C'était assez chaud. Et après, j'ai contrôlé toute la manche pour rester en tête.
So yeah,
j'espère que
so I'll just
translate
that in small bits, Tim. So he was just saying that he had a really good start. So he was pleased with that. Go on, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, I interrupted you. Just finish off what you were saying.
Après, j'ai juste contrôlé la fin de la course pour rester premier avec un peu d'avance et prendre le moins de risques possible.
So once he got in front, he decided he'd just control the race so that he wouldn't make any mistakes and no one would catch him up. And that's what he did. Well done, Pepito. Good luck for the rest of the competition. And to be fair, Leo, that's what we saw Pepito do actually in the qualifier in Cowes when he came through to the grand final. He got ahead and just took control, really. And that's what you've got to do, isn't it, Leo?
That's correct. You know, he did really well by getting a good start and getting ahead. And he did really well to protect his position as well. He didn't really give anyone else any big leverage or, you know, any big crosses or sides. And he protected really well. So congrats to Tim. And let's see if he can back it up in the next one.
Well, what about Havuk Khan Mazlumka, who led to the first mark and then just dropped back? And it's a shame. He picked up a penalty. But Leo, in order to get through to that final match race at the end, you've got to be consistent, haven't you? So he can come back from this, but he's not got much space to play with.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, for every sailing regatta, you need to be consistent, especially when there's only 3 races. You know, you're going to need to have every good race count. Havuk, it's going to be a little bit harder for him, but I believe, you know, he's one of the experienced ones, so I believe he can turn it around.
And Deja Vu had a good first race, came second. He worked his way up from the fleet in that first race. The student from Aberdeen is now focused. You can see it in his face. He is focused on race number 2. And that is just 28 seconds away now, Leo.
Yes, it's all on here. It's going to be a little bit more wind this time. The sailors are setting up slightly more to the left-hand side of the start line. It's going to mean that you know, the angle to the reach mark is different. And here we go.
Yep, they're sort of bunching up over this left-hand side. It's going to be close. The 2 Spanish boats really close. And the Greek 9 coming in, picking up a penalty. So it's penalties for 4 of the boats as they slow down and the rest of the fleet head off towards this reach mark. And it's going to be a Spanish boat. No, it's not. This time it's Khan Mazlumka again getting a really good start at that first mark.
And as you see there, we got Pepito picking up a penalty at the reach mark. The boats were just too close, and they just ended up getting a big congested, and then there was a few boats picking up penalties as Havuk Khan Mazlumka rounds.
Oh,
Greece
so
9
close
and
to that mark.
Kadona.
So close. Dog Ups gets a penalty. The Turk there slowed down now as Khan Mazlumka leads away from Greece 9 and Joan Cardona. Yeah, that reaching start, it's a dramatic moment in the real SailGP as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing how close you can get with the boats. Obviously, in this eSailGP, you can touch boats and get penalties, but in the real thing, it doesn't really end up like that. So
it ends up much messier. So Khan Mazlumka now 70 meters ahead of Joan Cardona. The Turk just beating the Spaniard to that first mark. And that shows how important it is to reach the first mark in the lead. So Joan Cardona and Greece 9 neck and neck. And then comes Pepito, race 1 winner, and Cruiselator Ana Porres 5th and 6th. And Deja Vu, once again at the back of the fleet, but we've seen him work miracles in race 1. Can he do it again?
yeah, for those guys at the back there, it's always it's all about trying to get the best placing you can now, because it's all about the points. Pepito, he's in 4th place. He wants to just keep climbing and try to save that points as much as he can.
The lead growing now for Khan Mazlumka, Joan Cardona and Greece 9 over 200 meters behind. Deja Vu works his way up to 6th now. Pepito still sitting in 4th. And looking at the shade on the water, they all seem to be going the same way. They seem to be in agreement as to where that breeze is.
Yeah, Khan Mazlumka, big lead. And we got to see Greece 9 and Joan Cardona very close.
Right, Khan Mazlumka still out in front. There's a penalty for Pepito at that gate, and that's going to cost him dear. And we were talking about consistency and the importance of that. Well, a victory in race 1 is just about to be completely wiped out for Pepito if he's not careful and doesn't start building his way up the fleet once again. So Khan Mazlumka of Turkey still out in front. The man who's made 2 eSailing World Championship finals. The former Turkish champion in the laser is now leading race 2 in this eSailGP Grand Final. Joan Cardona 2nd. the man who does it for real for the Spanish SailGP team as a grinder, is now closing in on the leader, and he's come from nowhere.
Yeah, great work from John Cardona, keeping it close. He needs these points. Believe he got a third in the first one, so this will look good for him. And for Kazmas Lunka, he needs to win this race to stay in the hunt.
So Kazmas Lunka will be feeling the pressure. He's got to stay focused. But he's almost there. 2 more legs, and he's got to the finish line. Greece 9 in second now. There's been some real snakes and ladders for the sort of the top 5, whilst Kazmas Lunka has been leading the fleet. The Greek, the 2 Spanish boats, and Pepito all been fighting it out right behind him. Pepito now, that penalty has seen him slide back down, but Kazmas Lunka of Turkey is heading towards the finish line now. Greece 9 and Jean Cardona are right behind him, but it's Kazmas Lunka who takes the victory in race 2. Greece 9 is second. Jean Cardona of Spain is third. His counterpart, Cruzelator of Spain, is in fourth. And in comes Dog Arps, Deja Vu, and Pepito. In the end, comes in 1 from last. And Ana Porres, our wildcard entry, comes in at the rear of the fleet.
And it's quite amazing. What a race, Alec and Leo, we just had here. Switching all positions. This is typical E50 race. This is typical eSailGP. This time, Havuk Kazmas Lunka was winning. Greek 9, 7. Jon Cardona 3rd. Cruzelator 4th. Doc Bars getting 5th. Deja Vu 6. But see the winner of race number 1 getting 7. Anas Porras 8. And there was no doubt who was going to win in these stats. Havuk with the best start, best average speed, and almost hitting 50 knots boundary there. 49 knots downwind. Great stuff. Greek 9 sailed the shortest distance, but see the penalties also. You can't trust the penalties here because Havuk started outside of the boundaries in the start, and that is also counting at penalties. But one thing is for sure, see Deja Vu. 12 jibes. Every time you jibe and you attack, you lose momentum. And watching how they're switching position, how they're battling all the way through, we can see, reading this stat, this graph, we can see Pepito started in second, had a good race to the reach mark, that's under number 1. And then when they came to the gate mark, the button gate mark, something happened. He got a penalty, dropped down to 5th, battling his way up. But he got another penalty in the upwind race, the last gate upwind, where he dropped to 7. And that is switching all positions, all stats, and that's going to be exciting. What's happening? We will get ready to race number 3.
The boats are powered by battery. We have a lot of electronics and hydraulics, and everything, all the pumps and hydraulic pumps run off battery power. So the only thing that's not powered by battery is the actual wing winch, which we have grinders that control that. The batteries are extremely important. It's kind of like our lifeline. If we don't have batteries that are charged, if we get low, nothing on the boat functions. So it's as simple as that. So previous season, we had generators that kind of ran overnight, that would charge our batteries on site. Now we have a container, 40-foot container, and there's a big bunch of solar panels, and basically during the day that charges the Tesla batteries, and then overnight we charge our boat batteries. So looking to be a lot more sustainable.
Charging through solar panels, it takes the same amount of time, but it's clean. So we're not running off diesel generators. We're using the power of the sun to charge these things, and it's a massive step up for us in terms of sustainability. Obviously last year was our first season, and we were on a massive learning curve, and we've taken what we learned from last season and applied it to now, and this is where we've ended up. With the current racking system that we have, we've basically set it up so that each team has 4 batteries, so we can charge 32 batteries at any one time, all at the same time, all on the same level. So the capacity and the reserve energy that we have within the system is massive.
This setup, basically it's got to be completely mobile. We're only here for like this regatta, we're here for 3.5 weeks. So everything comes in on the container, comes out and has to be packed away within 3 weeks and off on the next ship to our next event.
As far as I'm aware, we're the first people to try it. We are trialling it on this container only at the moment, but the plan is we'll get some data from this event and roll it out across a broader scale within the eSailGP group.
Our boats are powered by the wind, but now our batteries are charged by the sun. But we obviously want to be carbon neutral come 2025. This is a step in the right direction.
And Alec Wilkinson and Leo Takahashi see this scoreboard. This is one of the closest races we have seen ever in the eSailGP qualification. This is also the grand final with all the top players.
Will you look at that? Basically, the top 7 can mathematically all now make that match race final by doing really well in race 3. So it is all to race for, but Joan Cardona out in front. He's got 2 third-place finishes, and that's given him 16 points. 1 ahead of Khan Mazlumka and Greece 9. And really the difference between those 3 is simply the consistency of Joan Cardona. So really incredible. We are set up for a thrilling race number 3.
Yeah, but the most impressive part of this, Alec, is Deja Vu Pepito, 14 points, Dog Ops, 13 points. So it's all like they're all side by side. Then crucially, they all attack each other and go into a wild battle. He can sneak in and take that 2nd place. This is going to be wild. And when we're saying that, let's see if we can speak a little bit with Havuk, also Khan Mazlumka, in the mixed zone.
Khan, well done. I think that you were showing your experience in race number 2 because race 1 did not go well.
Yeah, Alec. First race was actually started, but I get in second. That's quite unfortunate. But all these guys are the best of long qualification process, and it can happen. You can see. So I'll try to do my best again.
Okay, Khan, thank you very much. I think we got enough of that answer to make sense. Good luck for race number 3.
Thank you.
Let's speak to our overall leader now, though. Joan Cardona, well done. How are you going to play race number 3?
My goal was to come to the 3rd race with chances of making the match race. So I just tried to be the most consistent I could. And I think nothing's going to change for this race. I just need to make another podium finish, and I think I could make it.
But are you going to keep your focus on what's happening around you? Or are you just going to focus on your own sailing?
We'll see now.
I always know Joan's never going to give any secrets away. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
And this is going to be a very tight race. The players are getting ready for the next race coming up. This is race number 3. And Alec and Leo, what do you think will happen? It's the closest race ever. What are we going to experience now?
Well, I think we're going to see some of the guys really succumb to the pressure, and we're going to see others come through from behind. That's what I think. That's what I predict. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a thrilling race either way. Hey, Leo?
Yeah, look, I'm no betting man, but however, I think all the experienced players are going to come out on top, as it always does. Cream rises.
Yeah. And the players are ready. Let's go in game. Let's get ready to rumble. Race number 3 coming up.
So our overall leader in the picture there, Joan Cardona, preparing to enter that that starting box with his Spanish boat. So Leo, how would you race this? How would you do this pre-start if you were out in front?
Look, that's a hard question, and you know, if you're Joan Cardona or the guys at the top, you just want to get a good start. You don't want to be you don't want to get caught in the riffraff of getting a penalty, or you don't want to be in trouble. So if I was them, I'd go for a good start, stay clean, and then assess your options when you're at the reach mark or the bottom mark. That's what I'd be doing.
We're looking at Greece 9, who is neck and neck on points with Havuk in second place, and be interesting to see just how aggressive a start he's going to make, or whether he's going to just try and keep out of that trouble and just focus on making that reach mark first. And conditions looking a little bit lighter than they were in race 2, Leo.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit lighter, just a bit similar like the first race. So we might see the boats spread out on the line a little bit more compared to the race number 2. As we see that's Joan Cardona rustling and tussling for a spot on the line. The boats are speeding up.
Yeah, Greece 9 with the blue sail out in front and holding his line. We saw him do really well in that position, but he's been overtaken by the rest of the fleet. Joan Cardona out in front, but Deja Vu there as well as they all head towards that reach mark. A disastrous start for Pepito, but it's Ana Porres who gets to that mark first. Deja Vu second and Dog Arms in third.
As we say, it was very close to the reach mark there. As I said, it was a big rustle tussle there. Ana Porres taking the lead. Dog Arms second, Deja Vu in third. But the Joan Cardona, Greece 9, and Armas Luca all picking up penalties or just having a shocker around the reach mark, and they're all falling behind. So let's see which one of those guys can climb the rankings.
Upwind they go with Ana Porres out in front. Our wild card entry as one of the best placed youth sailors, the 23-year-olds in Santander. Can she hold on to that lead? It's not much. It's just a few meters ahead of the chasing pack who are breathing down her neck. Ana Porres, Deja Vu, Joan Cardona all up in the mix at the front of the fleet. Now, you see these boundaries. These are really significant in SailGP, not just the real SailGP, but eSailGP as well. It keeps the action close and concentrated, as we can see here. Oh, Ana Porres coming in, and Dog Arms picks up a penalty. He holds his head in shame picking up that penalty. Ana Porres really pulls the rabbit out of the hat there and is still in the hunt. Deja Vu second, Joan Cardona there in third, but we watched the Turk Dog Ups drop down because of that penalty. So as I was saying, the boundaries, keeping the action really concentrated and forcing them into making maneuvers. A penalty for Ana Porres coming into the mark.
Deja Vu. Deja Vu picks up the penalty.
Okay, Deja Vu picking up the penalty. Joan Cardona, but Ana Porres and Joan Cardona, the two Spanish sailors there, now leading the fleet.
Looks like Joan Cardona got a clear lane there around the left-hand gate by himself. Now he's breathing right down Ana Porres' neck. As we see the two guys that need to be doing better is Greece 9 and Carmen's Luca. In the back of the mid-pack, they're struggling a little bit.
It's Ana Porres at the gate, just ahead. Oh, she hit the gate. She's hit the gate and picked up a penalty. Oh, dear, that's a disastrous move, a silly, unforced error from the Spanish sailor. And Joan Cardona goes out in front. Our overall leader is leading race 3.
Open the door right for Joan Cardona to just snatch up and take the lead. We see Ana Porres still hanging on to that second, and Deja Vu, who did pick up a penalty at the top mark, coming back into second place.
Really close cross there, Deja Vu, and I think it was Dog Ups as well. As we go upwind another time. They're running out of racetrack if they want to catch Jean Cardona. He's pulling away 100 meters ahead of the Scots, Deja Vu. Dog Ups now in third, so recovered well from that early penalty. Really close race, Leo, and just looking at, I mean, for someone coming to this for, you know, the first time, there are a lot of boats going in lots of different directions. Explain to us what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, the race is so close. Everyone is just everywhere. They're coming in from both ends. Looks like both sides of the course are working, so, you know, you never know who's going to be able to take it. It looks like the boats are really bunched up coming into this last top mark, so there could be more sparks and penalties flying around. It's going to be really exciting. And here they come.
Just seen it. Oh, they're all bunching up. They're coming into the gate, and there are penalties galore. Anna Porres, Khan Mazlumka picks up a penalty. Dog Ups its away round. Pepito at the back of the fleet. He picked up a penalty earlier on for hitting the boundary, but now Jean Cardona reaches to the finish line. He is going through to the match race final, but who is going to join him? Will it be Deja Vu? Will it be Grease 9? They're all coming in now to the finish line. Dog Ups is fourth, and it's going to be Deja Vu in second. Grease 9 also in the mix there. Will take third. Dog Ups is fourth. And then comes Cruiser later. Anna Porres, what a race from her. Pepito, and disastrous result for Khan Mazlumka at the back of the fleet.
And what a finish. Alec, I have to say, we have been watching a lot of eSailing. We have been watching and commentating all eSailGP qualifier finals and qualifiers. And in this race, we both saw some glitches in the game. We saw some connection errors. We saw some lags. We saw everything and people switching position all the time. But Jean Cardona winning the race, ensuring him going into the final. But who will follow him? Deja Vu in second, Greek 9 in third, Dog Boss in fourth, Crusader in fifth, Anna Porres in sixth. She had such a good start, but lost it in the end. Pepito outplayed his position with a false start in the start. And I have to say, amazing of Deja Vu coming back, because if we're seeing this chart, Havuk Pepito with a false start. At Deja Vu, he came second. It was Havuk false start and Pepito in the start. See how slow they were coming in. Greek 9 also. But it was Greek 9 winning it. See the blue line, how he came up, winning that third from sixth position. And it's ending up with Havuk losing it. So unlucky. But I have to say, Alec, this is very exciting. We'll be back in a few seconds with who is going into the grand final match race.
Blair and myself are incredibly proud this morning to announce the launch of the New Zealand eSailGP team.
The eSailGP League's really turning into one of our sport's premier events, and that sort of close racing year-round, high-performance boats drew us to it, and it's going to really complement the other commitments we have with the America's Cup and Olympic sailing.
We've always been incredibly proud to represent Aotearoa, and now we're proud to represent it in what is proving to be one of our sport's emerging premier events.
Now, when it came to the design of the boat, it was important to us that the New Zealand eSailGP team symbolised what it means to be a Kiwi.
You know, the boat looks absolutely amazing. It's something that we're really looking forward to getting out there and racing and being able to represent our country in a pretty cool circuit like this.
We'd just like to personally thank you, Russell, for giving us this incredible opportunity. We're really proud to be joining the eSailGP League and to build this New Zealand team. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Russell Coutts.
I speak on behalf of eSailGP when I say that we're all absolutely thrilled to welcome you to this league. This is a great opportunity for Pete and Blair, and in many ways it's their time. They've had a fantastic start to their sailing careers, and they've already achieved much more than what anyone could expect to achieve. They're incredibly talented sailors, but they're also just plain good guys on top of it.
Some of the best sailors in the world are there, or most of the best sailors in the world are there, to be honest, and it's going to be a big challenge for us to win, but that is the drive, just to go give our best shot and to
come out on top at the end of season 2 and onwards. So it's going to take a lot of work, but you know, we love challenges and we're up for it.
And Alec Wilkinson, here we have the scoreboard. This is the most incredible grand final I've ever been to. Also the first one in eSailGP history. And we have an athlete in the lead, winning it, the qualification.
Yeah,
here.
so a real SailGP sailor winning or getting through to the very final deciding race. Joan Cardona is through. But look how close that second place was. Deja Vu and Greece 9, both on 23 points. And Deja Vu just gets it because he got 2 second places. So he got a better placed over those 3 races. But what was incredible is that Deja Vu came second and Greece 9 came third in that final race. Had they swapped positions, it would be Greece 9 now through to the match race final. Just incredible.
Yeah, and also when we're watching this score, we saw Havuk, he was in second place, was so close of qualifying in. It was not his the last race here was not his. He lost it, and we saw Dogarps, who came in 4th. He got a penalty against Anasporas, where normally, and I didn't see what's happening, but normally it was actually the opposite way. But sometimes that happened. It's a game, it's an algorithm. Unlucky for him. But let's bring in Deja Vu in studio, Alec.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. Mike, sitting, I think you're from Aberdeen. Is that where you are right now, or have you moved?
I'm back in Southampton now, here early to get some sailing in and get some good Wi-Fi as well.
So you're back at university?
Uni starts in a month and a half, but back where I will be. But yeah.
Okay. So cool. Would you believe it? You've made it through to the match race final, but were you aware of how close it was in the final few meters of that race?
Yeah, so I was I'd worked out obviously the results beforehand and what I needed to do, and you know, you can see everyone was so close. It was basically anyone who won the race would get through. You know, first and second would probably get through. And so it was just to get a clean start, don't take a penalty, and then it's unlucky for Dogarps. He got a penalty off the boundary. It's a known glitch, and so maybe he should have known, but it's still unlucky. But yeah, it was a great race.
And how are you going to take on the mightily experienced Joan Cardona?
Hopefully with better Wi-Fi. But yeah.
Well, let's speak to the man himself. Qualified top overall, and you realise you could win you might be able to win a trip on an F50. How would that feel?
Because can you hear me? So I would like to congratulate Deja Vu because he just won the trip in the F50. So I will be glad to host him in San Francisco in the next event.
Okay, so that's cool. So big smile from Mike there, from Deja Vu. So you will be on the Spanish boat, Mike.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. That's pretty sick.
Cool. That's really good news.
Thank you very much, Joan. Thank you.
Yeah. So now, Joan, so you've given away half the prize to your competitor. How are you going to beat him now?
I hope now that I gave him half the prize, he gave me the other half, so we both are happy.
The other half, of course, I'll tell the viewers, is an automatic qualifying place in the eSailing World Championship final. So that'll be terrific for whichever one of you wins it. Good luck to you both.
Thank you very much.
and Alec Wilkinson and Leo Takahashi. We're going into a match race final with a real athlete of SailGP against a youngster Deja Vu, also a real sailor coming in there. And I'll just ask the players to turn off their microphones. But before we're going into that match race, Leo, will you please come in studio with me? Because I want to talk with you about how it feels to be in a final, how it feels to racing, how it feels to perform under pressure. So we'll just bring in Leo in studio. And Leo.
Yeah, look, wow, what a series it's been. 3 close races with all the the sailors. It was so close on points in the last one, and you see Mike, he had it all under control and figured out the points. Good for him. Well done to Mike, and then to John Cardona. He dominated from the race 1, and now they're in the finals. So being in the finals, it's going to be very, very tough, especially sailing against John Cardona, who's sailed on the SailGP boats before, and he's obviously very good at this game, and Mike's going to have to do a bit of work to overtop him, but, you never know what's going to happen.
No.
So,
but
see how this unfolds.
I need to ask you, Leo, when you are on a race, you're all focused. I can see it on the players also here. They are gamers, but they're all focused. How is it with the heartbreak? How do you perform under this pressure? What do you do to relax and be focused?
Yeah, obviously you got to take a few deep breaths. It's a little bit different being on the race boat. You're going 40 plus knots all the time, so you don't get that much time to breathe. But it's going to be different to these guys. It's going to be all about mental game. You can't be picking up penalties, or you can't be getting bad starts. So I wish my good luck to both of these guys, and let's see a good race.
Yeah, and all the best of luck to them. There were 8 players, and now we just heard John Cardona telling Deja Vu or Mike O'Donovan that he will be invited to San Francisco, joining him and the Spanish SailGP team on an F50 ride. So that's already a prize, but they're battling for a much bigger prize right now. They're battling for a spot for the World Championship 2020. There were 8 players, and now it's come to 2.
Here we go. The pressure is on. Deja Vu up against Joan Cardona. The Scotsman against the Spaniard. The young laser sailor from Scotland is facing Joan Cardona, the SailGP sailor. Now, Leo, the thing about Joan Cardona, yes, he's a SailGP sailor, but he was also in the Spanish team for the Youth Americas Cup. So he is experienced in match racing. Can you just explain how different the mindset is for this race compared to the fleet racing we've watched up to now?
Yeah, look, it's not too different. Yeah, obviously, there's only a minute to go in these starts, so you can't really do too much match racing, but you can get penalties and get an advantage. So, if I was John or Mike, I'll be circling, trying to get an advantage, trying to get a penalty on the other player, so you can get a good lead healthy lead at the start line. I've done a lot of these match racing fun battles with on this game, and you can definitely get a good advantage by being in the right place at the right time. So we're excited to see what tactic John Cardona brings and what Mike has to answer it.
And from knowing Joanne, what sort of tactic would you expect from him? Do you expect him to be aggressive? Is he going to try and stick one on Deja Vu right from the start?
Yeah, for the love of the sport and all the viewers out there, I'd want John to be aggressive and stick it to him. I just want to see some good battles here.
Well, when it happens, you'll be able to talk us through it, because it'll be fast and it'll be furious. So it's the same course. If you've not watched one of these match race finals before, it's the same course with a reaching start and a reaching finish as we've seen in the fleet races up to now in the 3 qualifiers. And it's just the two boats. It's head to head. It's very personal. And now they are playing around. They're playing cat and mouse with 30 seconds to go, Leo.
Yeah, they're fishtailing, trying to get advantage. John Cardona's trying to get a hook, what we call it in match racing. Look at them maneuvering the boats, putting the boats on a whim. Looks like Mike's got the leeward boat. I'd say advantage to him currently. 10 seconds to go. And both boats looks like they're on time. John Cardona has to luff up. Mike, Deja Vu's got an advantage here.
Yeah, Deja Vu seems to have got this, and he crosses the start line. It's a clean start for both, and Deja Vu has the slightest of advantages here, and they come together, and it's a penalty to Jean Cardona in this very first leg. And watch Deja Vu speed away to that reach mark, and he turns, and he heads downwind for the first time, and now Joan Cardona of Spain has it all to do.
Yeah, that's a classic move by Deja Vu. That's textbook. They were lined up coming onto the reach, and Deja Vu had all the rights in the world to come up and take John out there, and John Cardona's going to have to pay for it. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if his experience is going to be able to help him catch back up.
We've seen Cardona come back from sort of being further behind than this in the past, in the qualifiers, but can he do it now under pressure? So looking at the shading out there, it doesn't look. It looks fairly even across the course, breeze-wise, Leo.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty light. The boats are only doing 23.9 knots upwind. Usually you'd be doing 27 or 28. So it's going to be real close. The tacks are going to be very costly. You're going to slow down a lot every time you tack. As we see Deja Vu and John Cardona tack at the same time. If we look at the shading, there is a little bit of breeze out on the left-hand side, so that's why Deja Vu's making the most of that. But it looks like the shift, if you look at the little mini-map, you can see the shift is on the right, so that's why both boats are coming onto that right-hand side.
Yeah, so light, shifty breezes in New York. The bay here notoriously tricky for its changing wind shifts and changing strengths of breeze. Let's see if that plays a part in the result of this match. 100 meters or so between these two boats now. Deja Vu through the gate. Joan Cardona trying to catch him.
What's he going to do? So Joan Cardona's, he's only got one move to go. He just has to keep close. So if Deja Vu does make a mistake, he can overtake. Deja Vu, if I was him, I'd be just going as fast as I can, but staying real careful of the marks. Because if it was me, I'd probably hit the mark and get a penalty. So I'll be careful of that. Deja Vu, he's got a good 200-meter lead. They're cruising at about 40 knots, so, speeds are high.
So we're some way off that 50-knot barrier, aren't we, in these light winds as they go downwind, around about 35 knots then for the leader. It's pretty similar for Joan Cardona. And now 140 meters between the two. Can Joan Cardona make up that space? And Deja Vu heading off to the left-hand side. Cardona decides to follow. And the gap has come right down between them. Every tack on this game, obviously depending on the wind conditions, can cost you around about 10, 11 seconds to get back up to full speed. So in a real F50, Leo, what would you be doing? You're the flight controller for the Japanese team. How would you be helping your helm?
It's really light right now, so I'm not sure what the wind speed is. However, when it's really light, it's really hard to get these boats up and going really fast. So it's all about the process to get there. You really have to build the apparent wind slowly, and then lift the boat on the foils. I'm not sure if we'll be able to maneuver like these guys are maneuvering right now. However, it's all the same, really. It's really hard. It's really hard in the light winds. It looks hard in the heavy winds, but the light winds is probably the hardest to get these boats moving and foiling fast.
Well, Deja Vu, 23 knots coming to this gate, 74 meters ahead of Joan Cardona. Cardona is running out of time to catch the leader. The leader on the British boats, the leader from Scotland, playing in Southampton, where he's at university, and he's hit the mark. Joan Cardona hits the mark and picks up a penalty, and that is going to be race over for the Spaniard.
Yeah, looks like he just got a little bit too close there and ended up heading it. So hats off to Deja Vu. He kept us cool, and he's around in the last night.
Yeah, Deja Vu is round and heading towards the finish line, and Joan Cardona then hitting the mark, doing exactly what you told him not to do. Deja Vu doing a little bit of a turn, doing a little bit of a showboat, and Deja Vu crosses the line to become our first ever eSailGP champion and claim that automatic spot in the eSailing World Championship final. The boy from Scotland has beaten the man from Spain. The SailGP sailor beaten by the laser sailor. Congratulations. Whew. How does that feel?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I know, it was just amazing. Yeah, it's you know, to even get into the grand final with the class of field that we have, you know, it's so high. All the races we had max 200-300 meters between us, between first and last, really. And so all the races were super close. To even get to the match race is pretty sick, and then to beat someone like Joan in the match race was pretty.
So, Mike, tell us about that start, because that's where you won the race, really.
Yeah. So I got a shout out, my friend Bradley Adams. He's been helping me train a lot. We've been doing a lot of practice in the match racing and stuff for the F50. A couple other people as well, but yeah, done a lot of practice, and so it was just calling on that, trying to keep it automatic and just defending that leeward advantage.
You've been practicing match racing, despite, you know, you've got to get through 3 fleet races first. That's a bit like practicing the penalty shootouts in football, isn't it? You know, just in case you get there.
Yeah, but no, in England, you know, you got to do it because they constantly lose in penalties. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, with the opportunity that I had coming into this final, I wanted to do all the practice I needed to, and so, you know,
not only
we had the
are
fleet race
you,
practice and other ones, but
not only
the
are you
match
our
race was
first
hard.
ever eSailGP champion, you're going to get a ride with John. He'd probably throw you in the water when he takes you for a ride on his boat, on his F50. But you're also through to the World Championship final. So, I mean, you must be really chuffed. Are you going to, I don't know, open a bottle of wine or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
you there with some mates? It's looking pretty quiet.
Well, I've got some Scotch beer down, so I'll open that, and then I don't know, just watch, I don't know, movies. No one else is here, so.
Congratulations, well done. All right, so the runner-up, Joan Cardona of Spain. Well, well done for making that match race final, but just your reaction really to being beaten in that start, in the pre-start.
Pre-start, so I was all the last minute, like suddenly my boat was appearing and stopping the match, and I couldn't really do anything in the pre-start, as maybe you could see, because I couldn't even see the pre-start. Then also in the reach, I was with no connection, and suddenly I saw myself with a penalty, so I couldn't do much from there. I just tried to sail the course the fastest I could, but he covered really well, and he did all the course in the proper tags and in the right spot, so I couldn't do much more after this start.
So are you going to push him in when you give him a ride on your F50?
It's okay. I just want to congratulate him. He's a really good sailor, so we'll keep facing each other, and hopefully I can win a spot in the World Championship also.
Yeah. Well, the qualifiers are still going. Good luck to you, and maybe we'll see you in the final. Thanks for a thrilling campaign in this eSailGP.
and Alec Wilkinson and Leo Takahashi.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, what a grand final we just had here, and what a final having a real athlete from SailGP performing in such a high level in a game, and this just showing the strength of the game. Leo, I need to ask you one thing. How realistic is this game according to riding a real F50?
Yeah, look, obviously you don't get all the feelings of the actually being on the boat itself, but you know, all the tactics and all the racing scenarios are pretty much or thereabouts the same. So, you know, to be able to play this game, you know, you have all the football players in the world, they get to play FIFA. The basketballers get to play NBA 2K. So it's great to have a game for sailors like us to, you know, just sit back and relax and actually not be on the water and actually play a fun game. So it's great to have this. It's not as realistic as you like it to be, but you know, we have something cool in the works. So hopefully they can keep developing it and keep adding some cool stuff, and hopefully we'll have an awesome game soon.
I only have to say one thing. Thank you, Alec Wilkinson, and thank you, Leo Takahashi, for guiding us through this fantastic grand final. And thank you to all of you viewers out there. And thank you for the support to SailGP and the eSailGP. We will hopefully be back with much more to you guys. And let's end up with a video we showed a little bit earlier. Welcome to New Zealand, where Leo is sitting right now, into the SailGP family. Cheers out.
Guys.
Blair and myself are incredibly proud this morning to announce the launch of the New Zealand SailGP team.
The SailGP League's really turning into one of our sport's premier events, and that sort of close racing year-round, high-performance boats drew us to it, and you know, it's going to really complement the other commitments we have with the America's Cup and Olympic sailing.
We've always been incredibly proud to represent Aotearoa, and now we're proud to represent it in what is proving to be one of our sport's emerging premier events.
Now, when it came to the design of the boat, it was important to us that the New Zealand SailGP team symbolised what it means to be a Kiwi.
You know, the boat looks absolutely amazing. You know, it's something that we're really looking forward to getting out there and racing, and you know, being able to represent our country in a pretty cool circuit like this.
We'd just like to personally thank you, Russell, for giving us this incredible opportunity. We're really proud to be joining the SailGP League and to build this New Zealand team. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Russell Coutts.
I speak on behalf of SailGP when I say that we're all absolutely thrilled to welcome you to this league. This is a great opportunity for Pete and Blair, and in many ways it's their time. They've had a fantastic start to their sailing careers, and they've already achieved much more than what anyone could expect to achieve. They're incredibly talented sailors, but they're also just plain good guys on top of it.
Some of the best sailors in the world are there, or most of the best sailors in the world are there, to be honest, and you know, it's going to be a big challenge for us to win, but that is the drive, just to, you know, go give our best shot, and you know, to come out on top at the end of season 2 and onwards. So it's going to take a lot of work, but you know, we love challenges, and we're up for it.